Hop aboard! We're continuing our 185-mile journey from Chester to Oxford, and you're coming with us.
Not everyone wants a big house and morning traffic.
Some of us want the wild, the water, the winding roads.
We're Roger and Joe. Come wander a different path with us.
Wherever the journey goes next. We are picking up right where we left off last week at the King's Lock in Middlewich as we join the Trent and Mersey Canal for the first time. From there, it's straight into the Cheshire Locks, also known as Heartbreak Hill, a long, relentless flight of 26 locks that really puts us to the test. The landscape begins to shift as we cruise through some more industrial surroundings, and then things get dark. Quite literally, as we head into the eerie Harecastle Tunnel before finally mooring up right outside Stoke-on-Trent.
Now, I didn't know what to expect from the Trent and Mersey because, like Joe said, we've never been on it before. But I will say I was pleasantly surprised. Not at this scene. At first, we were kind of going through industrial parks and it reminded me a lot outside of Birmingham. And I was like, oh no, this is going to be terrible. But it was quite a great little cruise. Once we got out of the industrial area, it really started to look like the amazing Shropshire Union Canal again. Back into the countryside, back to nature, back to the beautiful scenery. Yeah, it was shaping up to be a pretty good day. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the views.
We'll be mooring up this evening in a little town called Wheelock. Wheelock has a lot of options for places to stop, including a pub called the Cheshire Cheese, which is supposed to be fantastic. But for tonight, we're just going to take it easy and stay in and get ready for our big day tomorrow. Morning.
Good morning.
Roger is cooking us up a delicious feast because today we are tackling... Nice. We are tackling Heartbreak Hill. Which sounds like fun, hey? Heartbreak Hill.
Apparently,
sounds like it'll be great.
The guy just said, I said, are they single or double locks? Because it's been single all the way up here. And he said, it's single to start with, then double, then single, then double.
Yay!
Makes
How many
a lot of
locks?
sense.
26? I've read two things.
26 or 30?
26 or 31. So, either way, it's quite a lot of locks.
Either way, we'll earn our breakfast.
Exactly. Oh, wish us luck. Off we go. We've got a beautiful day for it. It's actually boiling hot. I'm going to be sweating today. I had no idea that it was two single locks next to each other, not a double lock. How are you doing down there?
Not moving, we're stuck.
The water levels are a bit too low, so we've come this far into the lock. And we're stuck on the bottom, so we're just waiting for these guys to go through that lock. And then we'll drain a bit more water in here. Little guy up here on the hire boat, he's amazing. He's got his bicycle and he's gone ahead and he's opening the next lock, letting out some water for us. So that will go into that pound, then we can drain it into here.
Okay, trying hard to be positive, but never a good start to the day when you get stuck in your first lock.
So officially these are the Cheshire Locks, but they gained the nickname Heartbreak Hill. Not for any romantic reasons, mainly because they're spaced just far enough apart to make you need to walk between the two, but a little bit too far that you don't really want to do it. 5, and I don't think we'll be choosing this side. They don't look real. I promise they're not AI. These locks were originally paired single locks all the way up the flight, but due to the cost of maintenance, a lot of them have fallen into disrepair, which is really sad. What number is this?
I'll look back on the video. 6, number 6?
6?
I think so.
Going up. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform edge. Just popping in here to say I got that hat for a cowboy themed bingo night and it's the only hat I could find, so please don't judge me.
keep pulling as I go by and then hand me the rope if you will. That's it. Oh no. Yep.
Hey, what can I say? I can't do everything perfectly. It's at this point I'm starting to wonder whether it's called Heartbreak Hill because of the maintenance issues.
Of course we did.
With a long boat when the trees aren't trimmed well. You can't get it out of the lock easily. You can't turn it. So you kind of have to go for the trees, which makes it a little stressful. Roger's in the jungle. Oh, you're so beautiful. So beautiful. Hello, Bull. This is the M6. Here's a useless fact for next time you do a pub quiz. The M6 is the longest motorway in Britain, stretching about 230 miles.
So we're here at the M6. M6 is behind us.
Beautiful.
Oxford, here we come.
Met a guy who helped me with the lock. He's walking from Land's End to John O'Groats, which is, for those of you that don't know the UK too well, it's basically from one end to the other. It's quite a long way. It's going to take him about 3 months, he said. So that's really cool. I feel like I'm doing the same thing right now.
That means it'd probably take him 4 months by narrowboat. Let me take this opportunity to say I have offered a million times for Joe to steer the boat. I would love the chance to get off the boat and work these locks and put in some serious blood, sweat, and tears. So Penny and I will just relax in the meantime.
Hey, I already told you, this is how I basically eat whatever I want all winter and then exercise all summer when we're moving, so I'm keeping this.
And that's why I'm gaining weight. Halfway! Yay!
This is the side of the boat that we still haven't blacked. 53. We started at 67. He's good at math. It's pretty here. No heartbreak just yet. Doing pretty well. It's been insanely quiet on this stretch of canal. There's really not many boats at all. I did just meet a lovely couple who are traveling the opposite direction, who lived in America for 30 years, so that was fun to chat to them. Chicago actually, which is where Roger is from, so that was cool. Shout out to you guys if you're watching. I didn't catch your names, but it was really lovely to meet you both.
Construction of this flight began in the 1770s as part of James Brindley's vision for the Trent and Mersey Canal, an essential link for transporting pottery, salt, and coal during the Industrial Revolution. In the 1830s, Thomas Telford was brought in to improve the route, and many of the locks were widened by adding duplicate chambers to speed up traffic on this once bustling waterway.
The grooves here cut into this ironwork where the horses' ropes used to pull across there, and it's just worn it down over the years. That's a lot of wear and tear.
This is why we don't get anywhere very quickly. Time to go. Wake up.
My heart's breathing.
This is... it's been easy.
What number? You have no idea. Yeah, probably 20. No, maybe 18. I don't know. Okay, we're almost through the last of the locks. And back in the day, this stretch could take working boats a full day or more to complete. Some crews would time their arrival to avoid queuing, and lockside pubs were known to do a roaring trade. Though it's quieter now, you can almost imagine the hustle of horse-drawn boats and shouted instructions echoing throughout the cut. Stop here. There's a pub right there. There's always someone to talk to at the locks, especially if the lock is next to a pub. I'm not gonna lie, that was a really long day. I'm so tired. I'm gonna count how many locks we did and I will let you know, but also look filthy. Not sure how that happened. Not the best mooring, but we're only staying here overnight and there is a pub over there, so No pub visit this time, but we did stick around just to do some life admin and visit the local Lidl, which turned out to be an adventure. And Roger heads off to pick up the car.
What a day. So I got the bus. Well, I had to take 2 different buses from this place. We're right outside of Harecastle Tunnel in a place called Child's Grove.
Nope, Kids Grove.
Close. Kids Grove, Child's Grove. We had to car hop, so I had to go back to get the car, take 2 buses. It took pretty much all day, but it only cost me £6 versus, what was it, like 30? No, it was £30 for an Uber.
30?
So, yeah, that's not bad. £6 or £30. Didn't have anything else to do today, so it was good. And then there's our parking right there. Voila!
Nice, and right behind is Lidl.
All right.
Good morning.
Today's the day.
We're going through the Harecastle Tunnel today.
That's right.
I was a bit nervous about it last night.
Why? Because today is Friday the 13th and
Well, there is that.
said to be a resident ghost.
Yes, that, and it's a very long, dark, low tunnel.
Yeah, I don't
Yes.
believe in all that nonsense.
Yeah, I do believe that it looks scary. We went to have a look at it yesterday. It's a lot lower than I thought it would be.
It'll be all right.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah.
We have to get there by 12. It's 11 o'clock now. We've got to go through a lock, so as always, we're running late. We better hustle.
That's because I had a nice breakfast that Joe made me of buttered crumpets in a nice French soft scrambled egg.
It's all about the food. A couple of years ago, we got hit really hard by a hire boat in Braunston Tunnel, and it's really put me off tunnels since then. Thankfully, Harecastle is one way. How many locks today?
1,
Yay.
I think.
1 lock and a long tunnel.
You may have noticed that the water in the canal has been gradually changing to a reddish orange. That's because we're getting close to the Harecastle Tunnel. The color comes from iron oxide, basically rust, that seeps into the water from old mine workings in the area. It stains everything it touches, giving the canal an eerie, almost Martian glow.
To start videoing boats that remind me of people, so Roger spotted this one. It actually is Susie P. This one's for you.
That's weird. We miss you, Susie.
It's 11:30. We've got about 30 minutes to get there. We're almost there, but it's funny to me how many boats I've seen coming the other way. Boaters are not morning people, I don't think. So 9 to 12. I think everyone's getting through at like 11:30. I like boaters.
So the Harecastle Tunnel was opened in 1777. That means America was 1 year old as a country. That is unbelievable. Right here, I cannot feel the tunnel cold air, but I kid you not, right, I'll tell you when. Right here.
It hits you. It smells weird.
It drops
as well.
about 10 degrees.
Where's the tunnel? It's
That's
all
crazy.
The way over
It
there.
smells of like phosphorus, iron, sulfur, that kind of smell.
Yeah, like burnt almost.
Not burned, just in between like an iron metallic smell and sulfur. That's what it is.
Look at the water.
Wow.
Ooh, how are you feeling?
Awesome, I'm excited.
Here, we see the two Harecastle tunnels side by side, the original on the right, built by James Brindley in the 1770s, and the newer, wider one designed by Thomas Telford in the early 1800s. The older tunnel is just over 2,700 yards long and was notorious for being narrow and difficult to navigate. Before powered boats, crews had to leg through lying on their backs and pushing their feet against the tunnel walls to propel the boat forward. It was tough, exhausting work, especially in the pitch black, and taking up to 3 hours to get through.
Thankfully today we'll be using diesel power rather than horsepower, so it should only take us 30 to 40 minutes to get through.
Telford's new tunnel had a tow path so the horses could pull the boats along instead of having to leg it. However, in the 1970s it was removed to give us a little bit more wiggle room with our wider modern boats.
How you doing? Whew, not gonna lie, it's very, very dark in here. Just gone in. It's not as scary yet as I thought it would be, but we've just gone in, so we've got like 40 minutes of this. Yeah, it's a bit wider than I thought, but apparently it gets really quite low. So, ooh, see how it goes. I'm gonna go down the other end and see how Rod is getting on. We turn on all the lights inside Spirit the door. I just shut the front door and Roger's freaking out. Better go tell him.
What was that noise?
It was just the front door. We're shutting the front door. How's Penny doing? It's not too cold so far. But we're only like 2 minutes into the tunnel, so I have a feeling it's going to get a whole lot colder. This is a shorter bit, they've painted it so that you can see that it's lower down. Yeah, it's definitely lower.
I can still stand though.
Well, that's good. It feels colder in this bit.
Yeah, I bet.
I think it's going to get lower again though.
Nice.
See?
Yep.
The weirdest thing is you reach the lower bits, you can feel the air pressure change as you kind of go through those lower sections. So that's really surreal. Getting lower.
They say Harecastle Tunnel is haunted by the ghost of Kit Crewbucket, According to legend, she was murdered on her boat and her body hidden deep inside the tunnel. Ever since, strange things have been heard. Soft footsteps, a cry in the dark, or the faint glow of a lantern with no one holding it. If you feel a sudden chill, you're not alone.
Now wait a minute, you got me alright. Now that I got my woman, you've been so good to me. You know you make me wanna shout, kick my heels up and shout, throw my hand up and shout. Don't forget to say you will. Don't forget to say
Alright, Mum, you were right. You would have hated this. I can't decide if I'm having a panic attack or I'm getting lightheaded from the fumes. But we've been in here 30 minutes now, so we should be out pretty soon. I'm just being a baby. Roger's on the back driving and he seems quite happy. Yeah, Penny's quite happy. Sophie and me, yeah, we're inside, chilling.
Not too scary.
On the walls?
Yeah, it's 700 meters.
Alright, 700 meters to go. I don't know how far that is. What's that in feet? Okay, I think we're nearly there. That eerie noise you hear as we get closer to the end of the tunnel is actually ventilation fans, and that's the reason that they close the doors at the end. The doors control the airflow by helping maintain negative pressure and pulling fresh air through from the other end. I'm watching like a hawk for those doors to open at the front. You just see a little crack of light there. You can hear, I think it's the ventilation fans, although I can't see what they're doing. It's really, really like, the air's crazy. It's horrible. Go through now and turn all the lights off and open all the windows, get all those fumes out of here. Chewy, you alright, Chewy? Oh, gosh, I can see it in here still. Alright, how was that experience for you?
It was great. Yeah, it was really good.
It was good?
Yep.
Not too scary?
No, not scary at all.
Oh my goodness, I was wimping out in the middle. I suddenly had this feeling like I don't want to be in here, but there's nothing I can do about it.
It was a little bit fumy, even though they put the exhaust fan on. It's a bit gets in your lungs.
But we did it. We did the Harecastle Tunnel.
Right?
We can add another tunnel to our list now.
Now I'm gonna change this over.
Alrighty. Big chimney back on?
Yep.
Alrighty.
That's better.
Nice. Now we're going to find somewhere nice to moor.
Yeah, apparently there's a lake that we can moor next to.
Good. So my mum and dad are coming to visit, right? So we'll find them a good spot.
Yeah.
Mum wasn't cool with going through the tunnel, so we've done it for you, Mum. We
That's
took
right.
one for the team. As we head to our mooring spot after this epic adventure the last week, we're just reminded of how amazing this life is. We love the freedom to explore, to collect memories instead of things. We've met some incredible people, seen hidden corners of the country, and lived every day a little more fully. Because life is too short to stay still, and we don't want to waste a moment of it.
Yeah, I just let it sink in. You and me, wonder how it feels to help you cheek to cheek. But this is not reality.
Join us next week, guys, as we have some special guests and a heat advisory for the UK. Will our Sheffield steel hull melt? Then, in the heart of Stoke-on-Trent, we visit one of the most famous surviving Victorian potteries. And, of course, we will have some epic, delicious food made by myself right on the towpath.
See you next time!